Welcome to The Good Pod, where today we're talking The Good Wife, Season 3, Episode 21, The Penalty Box. I'm one of your hosts, Jason Reed. I am with the woman that broke the glass ceiling of podcasting, Marissa Garza. Marissa, you good?
I'm good, Jason. That was much better than last week. So thank you. Thank you so much for seeing my awesomeness and giving me my props. I really appreciate it.
I really thought about
glass
saying
ceiling be very low.
glass ceiling is very low. I really thought about saying like the woman that's always in the penalty box for hating our listeners, but I decided to skew that and go with the woman that broke the glass ceiling. You're very welcome. Marissa, we're getting closer and closer to the season finale of season 3, and there is a lot going on. There are so many things happening, things crisscrossing each other, plot lines rolling into other plot lines. We have a return this episode. So many things to talk about. Before we get into all that, we want to remind you some free and easy ways you can support this podcast. You can do that by reviewing, rating, and subscribing to this podcast wherever it is you are watching and or listening. It really helps us get to the eyes and ears of more listeners and great people like you guys out there that want to see this podcast thrive and succeed. You can also email us at thegoodpodfeedback@gmail.com. As always, thank you so much for rating, reviewing, and subscribing. We do also have a way that you can help us out monetarily. You can do that by going to buymeacoffee.com/goodpod and contributing to the Jason Penn Fund.
Or gets out of podcast jail, however you want to look at it.
However you want to look at it, yeah. Marissa, let's get into it. Let's break down this crazy busy episode.
Yeah, we're just going to run this one down, start to finish, The Penalty Box, episode 21 of season 3. This episode opens with a case that Diane, Alicia, and Carrie on in front of Judge Cuesta, who we have seen before. And during this case, which we have no idea what it's about, but someone lost a lot of money, Judge Cuesta gets a note that causes him to pull all of the attorneys into his chambers, send the jury back, and he tells everyone he's declaring a mistrial because of this note, basically. And they're going to get reassigned a new lawyer within a year. And everyone's like, okay. And he's like, you can go gossip now, except for Diane. Diane, can you stay a little bit? I'm going to need a lawyer. Yeah. And she's like, what kind? Civil, criminal? It's like, maybe both. Turns out there was a case that he was a prosecutor on that is being looked into because DNA evidence says that the person that they convicted might not have done it. And so they are looking into Judge Cuesta's handling of this case as a prosecutor. And Diane is like, well, Alicia can't really help with that. And this is where Judge Cuesta's like, I'm not in it for your political connections, Diane. You are a good lawyer. You really handled the situation with Will well. So
well, I mean, he doesn't really state that. He's like, I like how Will handled himself. It's like, Diane's like, I did way more with that than you even realized, Judge. I'm the one that got Will suspension instead of getting a disbar. Okay, so you should probably give me some props for that, sir.
Yes. So the partners are having a meeting. First of all, in this meeting, we have Diane, Alicia, Will, and some other dude. Who was that other guy?
So you're about to say that Howard runs into this meeting and is like, this is a meeting of the named partners.
Yeah, it wasn't a part. Yeah, no.
It's like, is the named partners plus Alicia? Like, why is Alicia here? Alicia's not a named partner.
In Howard's mind, any meeting where the named partners are is
true.
A named partners.
We change name of the law firm? Like, are we now Lockhart and what's Howard's last name?
Howard?
Yeah, Lockhart and Howard.
I don't think so, because later in the episode, Peter refers to Lockhart Gardner. So I don't know. I don't know what that is. But yes, Howard is very upset that he is not included in this quote unquote name partner meeting. And Will and Diane see this as an opportunity to get what they want. Because basically, Diane's like, I don't know if we should take this case. It's a judge's case. Everything. Will, of course, is like, yeah, get judges on your side. He's still, still in that camp. And so basically it comes out of this is that Howard agrees that they should take the case, and then Diane goes, okay, if we're going to do that, we're going to need to hire a litigator, right? That's what we're going to have to do, Howard. He's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I have some names. She's like, no. Carrie has been recommended by Alicia. So guess who's back in the house?
Carrie's already here. Carrie's ready for the
Yeah,
interview.
like right there.
Yeah, he's over there. like when they flash the camera over to him, I was like, oh, he's already here. We've already got this in the works. Cool. And yeah, like, Diane says, yeah, Alicia recommended Carrie, and Alicia like, yeah, he's ready to make the jump to come back over to here. And Will's like, yeah, but are you ready to be jumped? Like, do we want this to happen?
Yeah.
So this is like a strong part of the episode to me is the whole like Will Carrie dance.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Will has, knowledge and remembrance and memories of the fact that Carrie came after him in the indictment after he thought that they had a good relationship after he left the office. So Carrie's in for his interview and he's saying, like, I've taken 140 cases. I've learned so much about the law. My responsibilities did get curtailed. So that's why I'm leaving. And Will's like, why did that happen? And Carrie's like, I can't tell you, but I want you to know that I was assigned to your indictment. I would not have chosen it. Like, yeah. I just want to clear the air on that.
And I like when they ask him like, why did he get demoted? He's like, I can't really talk about that. It's like SA business. They're like, that's not gonna, but it's not gonna like come back on us here, is it? He's like, no, I definitely won't have sex in any of your offices. Like, I won't do that. I won't have sex with anyone under me like I did there. Like, I wonder if they actually knew like why he got demoted. What they're thinking, like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, Carrie's not the one that had sex in Peter's office, but
no,
it was
yes.
Yes. I was just like, yeah, that's SA office business. Like, yeah, you just don't want to tell them that you were fraternizing with the underlings.
It's a good play. It's a different play than another candidate takes, but I can see where he's coming. He's using his SA privilege at this point. Mm-hmm. So Howard's in the meeting, and Howard has a contribution to make. He says, who would you like to spend time with on a desert island?
This was such a good moment because you don't even know that Howard's in the meeting until they just like flash over to Howard, who's like literally laying on the couch next to Carrie. He's like, so, if you, I can't do Howard. Like, if you were on a desert island, who would you be on a desert island with? And we don't see Carrie's answer, but we kind of know.
Well, we hear he says like Thurgood Marshall and some other man, and this gets Howard to be very concerned that Carrie is gay. This is like
is that not kid gay? Is he gay?
Yeah, like that's not it. Carrie walks out thinking it went well. Sees Alicia, says, "Hey, just don't tell Peter." Diane and Will are split at this point. Howard again concerned Carrie is gay, and basically they walk out of this saying, "Okay, Carrie's hireable, but let's see if we can find anyone else. And if we don't, then we'll fall back on Carrie." At the same time, Eli is talking to Peter on the phone, sees that Carrie's there, goes into the elevator and is like, did you let Carrie go? He's here looking for a job.
Yikes.
Not great. So Judge Cuesta and Lamont Bishop are like supposed to be at Lockhart Gardner at the exact same time. They end up taking the exact same elevator up into the office. They don't
even seem like
they're so worried about their own things.
Yeah. Because Will and Diane are so freaked out, like, oh my god, Cuesta and Lamont Bishop are going to be here at the same time. They're mortal enemies. And like pan over to the elevators, like, no, they're just kind of on their phones, like not even aware of each other.
Yeah. Kalinda starts presenting evidence from the case. Basically, the way that Cuesta sees it is the husband insured his pregnant wife for $850,000 or something like that, and then ended up killing her. But since then, they have found blood on the knife that was used to kill her, and it was not his blood. So there is doubt as to if he did this or not. During this whole thing, like Judge Cuesta is like trying to still be in charge, and Diane does a really good job of like checking his entitlement. He's like, you cannot do that. Like, I am in charge here. Do you want to get off? Like, not like that, but do you want to like get out of this or not? Because we know what we're doing. You're on this side now. Like, this is the game that we have to play.
Because he keeps interrupting Kalinda to assert his innocence, that he didn't do anything. This wasn't his fault. He blah blah blah. He's still saying this guy killed him. Like, well, that we didn't have DNA evidence, but he definitely did it. He hated being a father. He definitely killed her. No other supermarket remembers he was there. Diane's like, whoa. Slow your roll there, Judge. She's like, I know you're used to being all judgy and shit, but you're not a judge here. You are a defendant here, and we are in charge of your defense. So you're gonna need to chill out I like how she tells him, you just show some humility. She's like, you need to change
Yeah.
your attitude, like bring down your entitlement, show humility. I was like, oh, like this. Yeah, I love that how Diane really checked him, checked his privilege, if you will, in this moment. You're like, you are not a judge here. You are a defendant. So you need to lay back in the cut. Let us help you. Because if you come to court with this type of attitude going, it's going to go really badly for you.
Yeah, and at some point, Cuesta goes, I will endeavor to behave.
Yeah,
I hear you. I hear you. It turns out that for this case, there's going to be a court of inquiry, which I just looked up, and it's kind of like a court martial, but like for judges.
Interesting. I love how we get introduced to all these different like levels of court in this show. Like, I had no idea like most of the stuff that we hear about and learn about in this show even existed until we rewatched the show.
And like had time to think about it. Yeah. So there will be a court of inquiry to see if criminal charges should be brought forward on Judge Cuesta. And they're like, well, it can't be anyone in Cook County because this judge guy, he knows everyone. So Will is meeting with Lamont Bishop. Lamont's happy that Will got in trouble with the law. He's like, that's a good sign of a good lawyer, if you ask me. But by the way, is like Kalinda here, and I need to talk to her, and I need to talk to Alicia, and I need to be alone with that. Yeah. Everything else is great, but like I really need to talk to them.
Yeah, I love how Alicia comes in. He's like, "Oh, Mrs. Florick, how are you?" He's like, "By the way, your little investigator, is she here?" Like, I like how he called her a little investigator. It's like, that was funny.
Yeah.
And was like, Kalinda, yeah, we go get her. Kalinda comes in, and Lamont's like, Will, you can also go. Like, you can beat it as well. And like Lamont's like, you can't be here anyway, right? You technically can't be part of legal stuff. And Will's like, the look on Will's face is like, we don't worry about that. We don't worry about that too much anymore. Like, we're good. But Lamont's like, nah, I'm gonna need you to go. Will's like, okay, well, Will beats it. And boy,
boy,
Lamont does his best like intimidation face in this scene.
Yeah. So Kalinda comes in and Alicia's there, and Lamont's sitting basically at like the head of the table, and Kalinda is sitting like at the first seat next to him. And Lamont is only talking to Kalinda. Like, Alicia is there for looks. She is not there for anything else. And she's like,
and when Alicia tries to butt in, Lamont gives her the look. I'm like,
like, no.
Was I talking to you? Like, I know I called you here, but you're not part of this conversation. This is a me and Kalinda conversation, and you're just here as a witness. So shut the hell up. Like,
yeah.
He doesn't say that. He doesn't say that, but he gives Alicia a look that says all of that. It's like,
yes. Like, the FBI agent named Lana, what's her face, came to visit me, looking for answers for the work you did for me. I wasn't aware that you did any work for me. And Kalinda says, I know, I was surprised too. And he's like, I pay you to not be surprised. Like, this is not great. I don't like the FBI coming to, or talking to me, and you better take care of it, and you better take care of it fast. And then he leaves, and Kalinda's like, that wasn't good. And Alicia's like, no, the FBI lady is going to get you killed.
I like how she's just like so blunt about it. Like, F around with this, Lamont's gonna kill you. He's gonna literally kill you. I'm not even speaking like metaphorically. He's going to murder you. I'm still not sure. I'm a little lost. I'm like, wait a minute. So is this Lamont stuff real? Did Kalinda make up these pay stubs? Like, what is happening?
I think the Lamont stuff is real. I think Lamont paid Kalinda, and they're trying to pass it off as something from Lockhart Gardner. I don't know. That I don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah. Interesting.
That I don't know yet. Yeah. So it's day one at the Court of Inquiry, and we get introduced to Counselor Seth, who has taken the other side of the case, and he's all like, if I didn't volunteer, justice would not be served. So I have to do this. And I love how Diane's response is, watch out for the true believers. Truer words could not be spoken, Diane Lockhart.
For sure. We didn't really get the background, but it seemed like Seth and Cuesta kind of like had some kind of history, knew each other, because Cuesta was basically called him like Judas. It's like, oh, like you're trading on me, basically. You're going against me. It's like, oh, okay. I guess you guys had some sort of thing.
And we get introduced to the judge who is presiding over this case, Murphy Wicks. Murph is fine. He's from downstate. He is coming up to take one for the team, and I was so happy to see Stephen Root on my screen.
Yeah, Stephen Roots. I think a lot of people that are part of the especially the mid-90s cultural
Millennials.
zeitgeist. Like, where's have you seen my stapler? Like that line
Stapler?
from
Do you have my stapler?
my stapler. I will always know Stephen Root as Bill Dauterive from King of the Hill. Also from Barry. Stephen Root's been all over the
Everywhere.
comedy scene. Yeah,
He's so good, and I love how he plays this. He's doing his job. He definitely is like not being a Chicago person. He's like, let's just talk. Like some of this is kind of like throwing the team off throughout his encounters here, but it was
yeah,
so
he's very informal and
yeah.
kind of takes the lawyer's job in his own hands and does his own questioning of witnesses and people being questioned.
Which I think can happen just because it was a court of inquiry. It
Yeah.
wasn't a real anything else.
He says several times, like, if this was a real court of law, I couldn't do this. But since it is not a real court of law, I can do this.
Yeah. Coming out of that first day, Diane asks Alicia, like, hey, what do you think about Callie from the last case that we were on? Like, what do you think it would be like to like hire her? And Alicia's like, in addition to Carrie? And she's like, no, well, maybe. I don't know. What do you think? And Alicia's like, she's smart, but I'm not sure how she'll fit in. Like, she's really pulling for Carrie here.
Yeah, she really, really wants Carrie to have this job. She's really trying to get her little brother back into the office.
Yes.
And also it's like, another woman? Like, do we need another woman? Like, I feel like
Hey.
we just got rid of Caitlin. Do we need to bring Callie? Like, that was almost my feeling what Alicia was going for here. Is like, I mean, I just got rid of Caitlin. Do I really need another woman here? Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying I felt that way. I'm saying this was I got the vibe I was going off of Kalisha.
I'm telling you.
Alicia, you accepted my mind for Kalisha. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just my weird vibe detector going off.
I mean, I think it could be a little bit of both. I think she's like, this is a lot easier dealing with men. I don't know. So Callie comes in for an interview. She's very upfront about her addiction. She basically says, yeah, I was addicted. I am I'm in recovery now, has been for a long time. But also like the real reason I'm here, Diane, is I am just such a big fan. You really broke the glass ceiling. And like, I just want to be here because of you. And Diane's like, oh, well.
What's that on your nose, Callie? Is that the brown nose that you got there on your nose there, Callie? Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, okay. It would have helped to have this like characterization last episode when Callie,
correct,
we were introduced to Callie, and it kind of felt like a in between episodes. Like, and you know what? Let's also make Callie have a real like respect for Diane, even though we had scenes with Diane and Callie last episode where that really didn't come across. It's like, okay,
yeah,
felt like a little bit of a change, but all right, I'll let it go.
A little retconning there, correcting some storylines. But in this, we should mention that Will is not in this interview, so it's just Diane and Howard. Mm-hmm. And Howard asks his, question of all questions: who would you take on a desert, or who would you want to be with on a deserted island? Just like, Yo-Yo Ma with his cello. Poor Yo-Yo. You'd make this man play in the hot sun with his cello for you this entire time while you're stranded on an island. Anyway. And then also Brad Pitt for some eye candy. This is all Howard needs to hear to choose Callie.
Like, oh, she's straight. Cool.
That's it. She's our person. And then right after this meeting, Eli starts talking to Howard, which is a comical development throughout this episode.
For sure.
So the next scene we see like Will, as he says, just here at in Callie's bed without his pants on. And Callie's like, you didn't have to do that. It's like, do what? Like the interview, like have me get called back. And Will's like, gotta go. I can't be here.
Will freaks out. Like it was as if Callie asked, like, you want to be my boyfriend? He's like, whoa, I got my pants back. Like, you commitment? What? No. And like the way that he like ran out of that house is like, oh, like you are really freaked out. Because I mean, I guess he's warranted for being freaked out because Will's just trying to have a good time, man. He has had enough.
Yeah,
he's had enough entanglements at work. Like he's trying to get away from that, and now has found him again on his door. So he's like, God damn it! Like, why does this keep happening to me? Yeah. Diane will say the same thing in this next scene when he tells Diane.
Well, yeah, before that, Diane's got to go back to the court of inquiry, and they have Costa's daughter on the stand, and there's some bad blood between these two. We find out that his daughter had a relationship with a member of the jury. She thought we'd get married, but men.
Again, and like Murph, I apologize for my gender. I find myself saying that more and more and more in 2025.
But basically, what the prosecutor is trying to get out of this is that like Costa was never around, but also he was like having this relationship, and she told this juror everything that she knew from around the dinner table that Costa was bringing. So it's time for Alicia to do some questioning. And she's like, did he know about the relationship between the two of you? Did he even know you were dating? Did you tell him anything? And his daughter says no. At the end of this, Costa wants to like say, I'm sorry to his daughter, but she says, it's too late, Dad.
Yeah, Lynn is not having it at all. I thought this was an interesting wrinkle to add to this case of like, this one case that we're now talking about, the daughter of the judge was in a year-long relationship with a juror, and like that didn't like come up at all throughout the case. Like literally dating him at the time of the case that was going on, and this juror wasn't thrown out because of that. Like that never came to light about anything. That was such a weird detail to put inside of this thing. I also think it was less to do with the case and more to tell us about Cuesta and like who Cuesta is as a person.
Agreed. Like he's so into the law, he didn't care about his family. He was gonna, and we learn like later on, he is gonna get the convictions that he wants to get. Like he was that determined.
Yes, he was a dogged prosecutor, would do anything to get the job done, including ignoring his daughter to a degree where he doesn't even know that she's dating a juror of the case he's working, which is so weird to me. But like, yeah, and like Alicia is basically like, so basically you're saying you didn't talk to him so much that he didn't even know that you were dating this juror to even have to even get a leg up on this case. So it kind of goes both ways. Like, yes, you got this juror some information that he would not have known just from being in the jury box, but also you did not tell your father any information about how the jury was thinking because you didn't talk to your daddy about it. I was like, yes, basically. So I was like, okay, that was kind of a stalemate on that point. Like, all right, well, that didn't really help anybody.
Okay, after learning the information that Lana went to go visit Bishop, Kalinda goes to visit Lana. And first of all, she found where Lana was living. Second of all, Lana answers the door with a gun. Third of all, Kalinda was making moves on Lana this entire time and is basically telling her, like, look, if you don't stop this, he is going to kill me.
Let me get some water.
Yeah,
Take
your time. Take your time.
You talking about the scene. Whew. Now listen, we've seen some Lana Kalinda scenes before, and things were also happening. I recall a storage locker that Kalinda and Lana were in once before, where we knew some things were happening. But this was, for network television, this was the way they intimated certain things was like, oh, okay.
It's a little racy. It was a little racy. I mean, I'm sure it sparked some conversations in some of those really, 2.5 children homes with the white picket fences. Like,
Timmy, close your eyes.
Yeah.
Like Kalinda really like. She wanted to put. I was trying to read Kalinda through this because it felt like Kalinda was trying to get her like thing going, like she does, and she kind of stops in the middle of it. She's like, almost like what am I doing? Like I told myself I was going to stop doing this type of this type of manipulation nonsense. So she just kind of comes up front with Lana, be like, you're gonna get me killed. Like you are messing with Lamont Bishop, putting my name in it. You're gonna get me. He's going to kill me for this. And Lana's like, nah, like you're good, right? You're okay. And Colin's like, girl, like, no, I'm not good.
It's just like, well, too bad, so sad. I can't do anything about that. Like, like, bye. Meanwhile, Carrie goes into Peter's office, giving an update on a case, and Peter's like, okay, so like that case is gonna take a while. Like, you here to see it through?
It was literally the case that we saw at the very start of this episode that we got kind of disregarded. They're talking about that case, and Peter's like, it's going to take a while for this case, huh? So you're going to need to kind of be around for that, right? You gotta be here because I hear you might not be.
Oh, and then he gives again a very apt for 2025 in the political scene, and also if you're a mobster speech of, do you know what I prize more than anything? Loyalty. Loyalty is the number one. I learned that in jail or something. Like he just like brings all this up. And Carrie's like, look, I was gonna tell you what was going on. And so Peter's like, so you were interviewing? And he's like, yeah, I would. He's like, do you respect me? And Carrie's like, yeah, I do. And Peter's like, but you couldn't confide in me, huh? You couldn't confide in me. Well, give all your cases to Geneva Pine. We'll give you 1 month's severance. And sorry it turned out like this, bro. You know?
I was like, Peter, really? Like, I can't even try and look for a job. Like, that's against the rules. Like, I can't, move up in the world. That's such a betrayal to you to find me a better job. Like, I was like, all right, Peter, okay.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing too much, Peter. You're doing too much. She's like, you really, like, he really felt betrayed by Carrie in this. Like, to be like, wow, you're gonna.
But he hasn't my back. Done anything to be loyal to Carrie, like, or to show Carrie that he's respected.
In Peter's way, he was trying to help Carrie by being like, I won't demote you. Like, you're good. We're good. Carrie is the one that got himself demoted. So,
right.
I mean, Peter has tried to be like in Carrie's corner enough. I mean, I don't know what else Carrie wants from Peter in this.
Like, the definition of loyalty is different for these two people. Like their values don't match. So, like, Peter, you're right. Peter's thinking that he is helping.
Yeah.
By doing this, but that is not the type of man that Carrie is. So he hasn't taken the time to get to know who Carrie is and how to speak his language to be like, this is me helping you out. Yeah. So he just added to that murky water that Carrie was talking about last episode.
It kind of sucks that Peter just literally fires him.
Yeah.
For just trying to like just looking to see what's on the other side of the fence, and for that I get fired. Like, damn, bro. Like, the way he just kind of cold-heartedly was like, oh, well, give your case to Geneva, you're out of here. At least you got a month's severance.
I mean,
in 2025 we ain't even getting that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I was like, it's kind of cold of Peter, I guess, in a way, but he did feel really, it felt like Peter regarded Carrie as like a bro. And this is definitely not a bro move on Carrie's part to try and leave. He's like, all right, bro, like, we're not bros anymore. You can get the F out, bro. It's like, that's kind of how it felt. I just thought Peter should not have been as like butthurt as he was.
Well, he has a very, shallow, like, vulnerable ego. Okay. Like, his ego got bruised. If
I can't see Renee Elise Goldberry, at least I can get a mention of her name.
She was, yeah. I mean, which only leads me to believe we might see her more because Carrie won't be on the other side. So it's looking good for Geneva.
A part of the narrative, maybe.
Oh yeah, Hamilton ref. Yeah. But it's in the movies, so go watch it. Anywho, okay, it is the third day of the Court of Inquiry, and we have Frank Peel on the stand. He was a witness in the original case, and basically what the prosecutor is saying here is like, hey, Frank, you testified because like you got something out of this.
Frank was the guy, Patrick Rooney's cellmate.
Oh.
And apparently Cuesta gave this guy made sure this guy got a conjugal visit.
Yeah.
To snitch on Patrick Rooney.
Yeah. Okay, it was a snitch and not a test. Yeah. So Alicia takes that and says, okay, well, you did that once. Like, what'd you get to be here today? Like, what's going on?
So it's like, yes, you were given something back then, but you're also giving something now. So if we're going to call into question your testimony from back then because you got something out of it, why wouldn't we call into question your testimony now because you're getting something out of it? So again, we keep coming up to a bunch of like stalemates. It's like, all right, well, that didn't help you, didn't help me. I don't know what we were even doing here. Like,
yeah, Marissa's like, you can go, Frank. Like, we're not gonna need anything else from you.
Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna totally disregard anything you just said here, so you can go.
now is the time for Will to tell Diane that he's dating Callie. And Diane is just like, can you please keep your pants zipped?
Like, bruh, is there not a woman in this town you haven't dicked down? Please show her to me so I can hire her. God damn it. Well, like I love, she's like, can you, like, this is the way she delivered it. It's like, like, you please keep your pants zipped. She's like, I just, like, basically she's like, I don't mean no harm, Will, but can you please keep your pants up? I'm trying to find one female lawyer you have not put your penis in to hire for this law firm. You keep hitting me every which way. Come on, Will, man. I love that between them two. And Will's like, it's not my fault. Like, I didn't know that you were interviewing her. I tried to not shit where I eat, but then I ended up shitting, and then they came where I ate. So then it kind of looks like I did shit where I ate.
It
not
was
on purpose, though. Not on purpose.
It was funny. And like was like, okay, but like how serious is this? Diane's like, well, she wanted men on her deserted island, so Howard's in.
Yeah.
And we also see a scene where Eli is walking outside of this meeting and says, hey, Howard, see, look, they're having a meeting and you're not there. So what does that say for you? It's like, we want you to join with us, Howard, me and Julius, so that we can vote Will out. This is like just a funny little side thing that happens throughout this episode. But I love how Howard is everyone's pawn. Like,
yeah. But, you know, Diane and Will see this and they're like, should we be worried about this? And Will's like, nah, it'll
die.
Yeah. It'll take care of itself.
Yeah, exactly. So we go back to the court of inquiry. It's time to question the jury forewoman from the original case. And it turns out that she was the only holdout. And then she voted guilty after she went to have a smoke break. And she saw that there was some evidence that she had not seen in the case before, just hanging out at the smoke break place. Can you tell I smoked? Because a smoke break place is what people call things.
Smoke break place.
And she also says that Cuesta dropped it there. So now we're in a bit of a conundrum because Cuesta's saying, like, I wouldn't do that. Like, this is not something that I would do. And so, like, any good defense lawyer is like, you have to move the spotlight off of your client. So Diana's like, what about your co-counsel? Like, is there any way that he could have been the person that like dropped this evidence somewhere? And Cuesta is so by the book and so, you know, like for the law that he's like, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to point the finger at someone else. And Diane's like, you're going to have to. Like, if you don't do this, you won't get back on the bench.
Well, and it's weird because he has such a loyalty to this co-counsel guy that he's not even willing to hear any even like possibility that this guy Lloyd did actually do this instead of Cuesta, because it seems like Cuesta's being honest when he says, I didn't do this. Like, this wasn't me. Like the forward person says she saw Cuesta place the stuff there.
Right.
And Diane's like, let me see the picture of that guy that was your co-counsel. She squints at the picture. She's like, you guys kind of look alike, right? Like this guy could have been the person that put the evidence there. Lloyd Bullock. He could have been the guy, right? Of course, it's like, no, I can't like throw this guy under the bus. I can't do that to him. It's like, bro, Diane's like, I am trying to help you. You need to help me help you. Like, we need to, and Cuesta, like you said, kind of gets on the soapbox. He's like, this is what you lawyers do. You play games with the truth. I'm so disgusted. Diane's like, well, bruh, you can be disgusted when you're back on the bench. Because right now, we're trying to clear you. We're trying to get you out of this so that you can keep trying cases. And it's like, Cuesta, you do remember that you were a lawyer, right? You remember that time in your life. He's talking so much shit about lawyers this episode. You would think he was like not a lawyer in his past life.
Yeah, because later he's like, do you believe in hell? And Diane's like, no. And he's like, I didn't. And then I talked to lawyers. And I'm like,
you were a lawyer.
What? You're also like part of the system. Like,
but I guess he sees himself as such a paragon of truth and justice that he's never done anything shady, which we've learned through this show. All lawyers are shady. No lawyer is ever like 100% on the side of truth and justice. So like, you've definitely done some shady shit, Cuesta. So look in the mirror.
Yes, exactly. So they do bring in Lloyd for questioning, the co-counsel, and it's just like, you looked a little bit different back in 1992, right? Because this man is not balding anymore. He has a hair weave, and he's very confident about it. I was like, Go, bro.
This guy has gotten some contact lenses. He's gotten some, as he says, a hair weave. This man has changed his whole appearance. So he definitely does not look like Cuesta anymore.
But she did ask, like, hey, you kind of look like this guy in 1992, right? Yeah, I guess. And like, you smoked, right? Like, yeah, I guess. And you were left in charge of evidence? Like, no, but you had access to evidence.
Yeah.
Yes. And so Murph can kind of see what's going on here, and he decides to question Cuesta and like, where was this dude this entire time? He's like, he was with me the whole time. So he's still on his virtuous like soapbox at this point.
Yeah. So I thought this was going to be a moment where we would say like, all right, so if Cuesta was with this guy the entire time, and Lloyd saying the same thing, it couldn't have been Cuesta also that put the stuff
Right,
there, because
exactly. Yeah.
they're with each other the whole time, so they kind of cancel each other out. But we didn't really go down that route. Yeah. So like Murph is like all up in Questa's face, like, did you do this? Like, did you know if he did this? It's like Questa's like, no, Judge, I didn't do this. And he was with me the whole time, so he didn't do it either. I was like, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
Murph. I liked Murph. I hope we see Murph again. I kind of want to see Murph in like a real court of law to see if like how he acts when he's like a real judge.
Yeah, he's very grounded.
Yeah.
I enjoyed him as well. So Alicia brings Lana into the office and is like, look, okay, like, this is what happened. Here's an email from Will saying, basically, hey, Kalinda, you know the client you did stuff for? Here are the checks. And
let's look at Alicia's, or more likely Kalinda's, search history. How to backdate an email. Like, we just so happen to have email dated right before these checks that say this is for work that Kalinda did for the firm.
For the clients. We don't know who, we don't know what.
How to Photoshop a date on an email.
Yeah. And Lana's not really buying it, because she's like, well, why were the checks made out to Kalinda? Alicia's like, there's an accounting error. It was an accounting error. Like, we didn't want to double pay, so we just let Kalinda keep the checks. And I was like, okay, cool. This is not over. Tell Kalinda I said hi. Like, still going. Meanwhile, as predicted, the will prediction of Eli and Howard dissolving is happening, because Howard has now turned into, we should get Diane out too, right? Like, if we're gonna get Will out, we should get Diane out, because like, who's really adding value here? And Eli's just like, I'm out. I'm done. Never talk to me again.
If we had an infinite amount of time to be in an episode, I would have loved a lot more scenes of Howard getting on Eli's nerves to really make this feel real and authentic. Because we only got one instance of Howard being annoying, and Eli was like, all right, enough, like, we're done, like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like, it only took one instance. I wish you could have seen throughout the episode little moments of Howard to get on Eli's nerves, where it builds up and builds up and builds up until it explodes. But we didn't have enough time, I guess, so we only had one instance of it, and that was the instance.
That was it.
Like, you know what, we're done, we're good.
Yeah, that's it. Kalinda goes to visit Cuesta's investigator, who now owns a wine shop, and basically is told, like, Cuesta was going to get this guy convicted no matter what. But there's something in the state's attorney's evidence locker that you have access to, right, Kalinda? She's like, yeah. Like, just go check it out. Go check it out and see. Like, it never really sat well with me. And by the way, like, stop being an investigator. It's not worth it.
This was so weird. Okay, first of all, the fact that Kalinda goes to visit an ex-investigator was interesting in the first place. And of course, in these type of moments, in these type of TV shows, it's this like grizzled vet of like, oh yeah, I used to be an investigator. It really took the life out of me. It's like she tells her, like, get out while you can, get out while you can. I was like in real life, do investigators have this kind of like really like weird, dodgy life, or is this just how this lady and Kalinda choose to lead their lives in dysfunction and ridiculous? I feel like you can be an investigator for a law firm and not like have a dangerous life, because she like, this ex-investigator talked to Kalinda like, get out while you can, and the job really drags you down. I was like,
well, I think in this instance it was because she saw that evidence that really, the evidence of the credit card receipts that really made it clear that the guy who who Cuesta wanted to convict didn't really do it, and it was ignored. And so, like, if he was doing that once and he did that over and over again, and then this investigator was investigating for the state's attorney's office and it wasn't happening, the corruption could kind of bog someone down.
But I didn't feel like it was like the ex-investigator was like telling this to Kalinda to get out of the game because of corruption. It felt like she was telling her to get out of the game before like she got killed. Like,
well, I think that is why it was in this episode for sure.
Well,
Because
I mean, it was definitely very story convenient for Kalinda
yes.
to run into this person that was like, "Oh yeah, investigating for law firms and lawyers. That's a real dangerous business." It's like, is it? Like, should it be? I feel like it shouldn't be that dangerous. But it matches with what Kalinda's going through right now, so it was very like, it was very convenient for the story, which I was like, it kind of felt like it kind of shoved that in there. It felt like it didn't really fit, but you kind of made it fit. It was like, all right, I guess I'll take it, but it didn't feel natural enough.
Yeah, it was just like to tell us that Kalinda's in danger. It was just like adding more of the like Kalinda's in danger part of it.
You in danger, girl. Yeah.
So Kalinda does find these credit card receipts. I just want to take a little moment to remember buying something with a credit card in the early-ish 2000s. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, many of us are so used to like tapping or swiping now, but you used to have to like get your carbon copied out, like all of this stuff, sign the thing. It would go 800 gazillion different places, but you had to hold on to that credit card receipt.
Keep it in a box of receipts.
Yes, exactly. It was kind of like, I mean, I know us millennials are very nostalgic centered, but I was like, oh, I miss that. I kind of just miss like the tangible, like part.
The sound.
Yeah, and the sound, and then like feeling like the raised bumps. Like it was so cool. But anyway, that's how that was done.
Now you kids, you do it all through your phones.
Yeah,
you don't even have a card no more. You just use your little phone and you tap it on the thing, and that's all you do.
And then the receipt was stapled to the credit card receipt, so you had like multiple things. It was a whole thing. Anywho, Kalinda found these credit card receipts of the victim's card, Terry's card, the day after Patrick was in custody. So basically, Patrick couldn't have done it because Patrick was in custody.
Someone stole his wife's credit cards and used them, I guess, after they killed her. I guess that's what we're trying to surmise here. Like whoever killed her stole her credit cards and used them the next day.
Yes. And Kalinda's like, yo, Cuesta, did you ever see these? And he's like, I don't recall. And then they're like, would you review every piece of evidence? He's like, if I could, I would, but I farmed it out. And Diane's like to someone like Lloyd.
Like, come on, we're trying to throw Lloyd under the bus. Help us. We can't lift him on our own. Give us a hand to throw him under that bus, please. He's too heavy. We need you to help us lift him and throw him under the bus, Cuesta. Help us.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I have to draw a line somewhere. And later, Callie goes to visit Will, tells him that she did not take the job, and he's like, you didn't have to do that for me. And he's just like, I didn't do it for you. I got a better offer at another place. I'm going to be a junior partner over there.
Always thinking it's about Will.
Yeah. And he says, I've got baggage. So it looks like, and she's like, I want to see it. And he's like, you'll see it soon enough. So it looks like that's going to be a thing for a while.
Not to burst your
bubble. Did you cheat again?
I mean, I didn't not know what you're thinking, but like in the way of like, part of my duties for this podcast is to look up the guest stars.
Oh, right? Sure. Yeah.
That's very important. Yeah. That's it's a very important thing that I bring. Like without me, this whole operation would fall flat because we'd have no guest star IMDb's.
It's true.
I am very important to this operation. Let me tell you.
I hate doing it.
So I look at Julianne Nicholson's, resume. I mean, maybe a little spoiler alert. Only 2 episodes. So I don't know if we're going to see Callie again.
Okay. All right. I was kind of hoping because, big fan now. Didn't know that, but big fan.
Back then she was just some lady. Now she's Sinatra. Like,
yeah, exactly.
She's Sinatra and Dance Mom. Now she's famous.
Again, if you have not watched either show, I recommend watching Hacks before Paradise because it makes the experience a lot funnier.
for sure.
Okay, so they offer Carrie the job, and Carrie's like, "This is so generous." And Diane's like, "Yes, we wanted to make sure you were our first choice," which was not true. But Carrie's like happy to be there. He's gonna have to hit the ground running, and then Will and Carrie kind of like have this moment where they kind of have to clear the air because Will's like, "The only way this is gonna work is if we declare a clean slate." Carrie's like, "Yep, I agree." So Will says, "I now declare anything that was unresolved to be resolved," and they shake on it.
But Will still got to get back at Carrie, so he gives Carrie power duty.
He follows this up right away with like, "Yeah, because you're like, deputy state's attorney over there. Like, we think we can lean on you for some like managerial things around the firm, like just like some personnel stuff if you really want to like get into it. Like, if that's okay with you." He's like, "Oh yeah, like let me do whatever." Stick him with Howard.
Yeah.
Howard is like, "We need a slush fund because I know the economy's tanking, and the only way out of that is to have a slush fund to get clients laid. They'll keep them in the office. They'll keep them there." And Carrie's like, "What?"
I mean, a slush fund sounds like a great idea to get people laid. I mean, listen, we do have the buy me a coffee fund.
That is not what that is for.
I
Jason.
mean, but listen, we'll have a meeting about it after.
Oh my god!
Okay, we'll figure it. Like, it doesn't have to be just for me. It can be for you too. I mean, we can both use it.
I appreciate your generosity, but I would. Yeah. Anyway, while he's talking to
my wife does not listen to this episode of this show.
I was like, I'm not getting in the middle of that. Carrie sees Kalinda in the hallway while he is talking to Howard and like runs after her. Like, "Hey, is it cool that I'm here?" She's like, "Yeah, why wouldn't it be? You want to go out for drinks?" Kalinda's like, not this time. Maybe not this time, but thanks for the invite." So we wrap up our court of inquiry with Alicia is going all in on getting this pinned on Lloyd. She is basically saying, "Weren't you responsible for the financial investigation on this case?" Like, "Yeah." And you're like, "Oh, but like missing one, that's no big deal. But you missed 4 of these credit card receipts." It's like, I didn't see them. And also, like, "Lloyd, tell me, were you in a car crash and had an injury a couple months before this case? Yeah. Did you end up being addicted to pain meds?" He's like, "Yeah." And then this is where Murph kind of like takes it into his own hands because the prosecution is like, "This has nothing to do with this. What are you doing this for?" So Murph gets up and he's like, "Okay, Lloyd, were you addicted to painkillers?" "Yeah." "Did you tell Cuesta?" "No." "Cool. Cuesta, do you did you give Lloyd any of this responsibility?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was Lloyd's responsibility." So he finally
helps
us
throw Lloyd under that bus, and boy, that bus caught Lloyd straight in the nads.
Yeah, Lloyd's like, well, and to be quite honest, it's not like he's no longer a lawyer. He's a real estate agent. Like, it's not gonna, you know what I mean? So
I mean, he might get he will probably get sued civilly now from Terry's family.
Probably, yeah. And it would be cool if Cuesta would help him with that, but
I mean, if I'm Cuesta, I'm like, I ain't helping you. You dropped the ball. Like, what do I gotta help you for? But yeah, we straight threw Lloyd under the bus. I mean, he kind of deserves to be thrown under the bus because if Lloyd did catch it, then it probably would have changed some stuff.
Sure.
You know, the right judgment would have been handed down, and Patrick Rudy would not have had to spend 20 years in jail. So, kind of was Lloyd's fault. So Lloyd should catch it for that. But yeah, I like I like Cuesta finally was like, "Yeah, I guess I got to do this." Like, yeah, it was his fault. And like Murph stares Cuesta down at the end of this scene. They just kind of look at each other. I'm like, I don't even know what this look is really for.
I think it's like, you better not be lying to me, bro. Like,
yeah,
because at one point in this, he tells the prosecution, like, "Shut up. Like, stop talking while you're ahead. Like, I'm on your side of this," because he was against Cuesta. So I think at this point, it's like, do not lie to me because there's no turning back.
Felt really intense. It's like,
yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Mad Dogs.
Yeah. We've come to the end of the episode where it's time to celebrate Carrie getting rehired at Lockhart Gardner. To Carrie! Oh, yay, to Carrie. And then Carrie says, to Alicia, who got a judge off today. I mean, got them out of the penalty box.
I made it funny, guys. But yeah, I like what Alicia opens this up by like, to Carrie for coming back to the dark side. It's kind of like yeah, Carrie, you just for the last 2 years telling us that we were evil scum or defending some of the people we're defending, but now you're back. Okay, cool, I guess.
Well, but then there's this nice conversation between the two of them. Like, they're like, did you learn anything in these 2 years? And they're like, no, not really. Basically, all Carrie says is like, I learned that people lie, and the people who judge lie the most. And then he gets a phone call from Peter, and he has to excuse himself. And who shows up, Jason? None other than Kalinda Sharma
with a boombox over her head. I can say anything.
And Alicia thinks about it. She's like, "Oh, you're here," and then she's like, "Okay."
She literally like turns a chair, pats the chair, like, "Come on, girl, let's do this thing. Get on over here. Let's do our thing like we used to do. Have a drink at the bar." That was so cute. It's like that, and that's where the episode ends. But I do want to go back to this like Carrie Alicia talk.
Yeah, go for it.
Like when he says he learned that people who judge lie the most. What does that even mean, really? Like, is he talking about Peter? Like,
yeah, Peter's bias.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I kind of got that. And Alicia's whole thing of like, she tells Carrie, she's like, sometimes I do this job and I see it, I get it, I understand the law, and sometimes I wonder, what the. And then Carrie's like, well, I mean, you got an innocent person acquitted today, right? Like, Alicia goes, but does it actually matter? It's like, how many of these have you had, Alicia? How many of these have you had? How many drinks have you been drinking so far? Because she's like, does it matter? Like, what do you mean, does it matter? Of course it matters. Like, what are you talking about? It was like such a weird, introspective moment for Alicia that kind of came out of nowhere for me.
Well, especially on this case, right? Like,
yeah,
this wasn't a helping a single mom. This wasn't a heartstrings case for Alicia. This was.
But she also didn't help Lamont Bishop get out of something he definitely did. Like, right, I could understand her having this apprehension if she had to have one of those cases where she got Lamont or Colin Sweeney acquitted of something that they actually did, but she actually helped someone that actually did do something. So
I don't know. Okay, but my read is that he actually did it. Like, I think I've been thinking about this, and I think like he did it.
You think he did plant the evidence?
Yes, because the investigator lady was like, he was going to do whatever he could, come hell or high water, to get this conviction. And the jury woman saw him put the evidence, like put the evidence there. And I think this was like Costa's dip to the dark side, like, because he had to protect himself and he wanted to be a judge. Like, and that is the most important thing to him. He's ignored his kid. He didn't even go to his kid's wedding. He did all this stuff. Like, this, if you take this away from this man, like, he will be the only person at that support group. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I think it's in the fault of the show that we don't know this definitive.
Agreed. Yes.
I think there could have been hints dropped that gave us a definitive answer on whether this was Cuesta, whether this was Lloyd, whether this was some other person. Like, I kind of wish they would have come up with like a family member of the woman killed in order to try and make sure that Patrick Rooney goes to prison. Like, this guy who also looks like Cuesta came and planted this evidence on his own, and we got to question that person. This person that looks like a present day Cuesta as well. Like, that would have been
bald
funny.
Man after bald man after bald man.
We keep questioning bald men with glasses until we find the right one. But I think it is a default of the show that we don't know definitively. Questioning, because I feel like with Cuesta's like righteous indignation, I think for me it tells me he didn't do it. Like, the fact that he's so forthright about not freeing Lloyd, about not taking the easy way out and saying, yeah, it was definitely Lloyd. I think if he did it, he would have taken the easy way out and blamed Lloyd. But it took him a long time to come around to that fact. And I just think the acting led me to leave it as such as like Cuesta is too upright to ever have done this.
I could see him being like, I would never throw someone under the bus. I could also see him saying, I wasn't a lawyer like you.
Mhm.
I wasn't a lawyer. You know what I mean? Like he
Right.
had so much disdain for lawyers like this that he was like completely not paying attention or denying what actually happened. Like at one point in this, Diane says you had blinders on. So I think in this instance, he again had blinders on and he was doing everything that he could to protect his status. And he was trying to hold out for as long as he could to not be quote unquote a lawyer, quote unquote playing games with the law. But in the end, if he wanted to save himself, that's what he had to do. And
Yeah, I mean,
so,
and I could see him justifying to himself the actions he would take back
yes,
then to say,
yes,
I did whatever it took to get the right person put in jail.
yes.
But
But
then
then
it
when the
comes out
DNA,
it
yeah,
wasn't the right person.
yeah.
He doesn't know what to do. I can see the arguments. I just feel like the show needs to
Oh, it
make
wasn't
sure
clear.
that we know.
Yeah, we
Um,
totally wrote like 2 more episodes of that show, like in
yeah,
this.
for sure, definitely, definitely. But yeah, that's our case. That's our episode of the
That's
week.
our episode. Yeah, it'll
Next
be
week,
interesting to see the next time that Cuesta's in front of, or they're in front of Cuesta, and see if he has the same disdain for lawyers or if he is helpful and like grateful that these people helped him.
well,
Like I'm interested to see.
will we see them in front of Quest again? Because Diane mentions in the beginning of the episode, like if we take this case, we can no longer
Oh
have
yeah, that's
cases
right.
in front of Cuesta. So
Ah, that
I
means
don't
no more
know.
Cuesta.
I don't know when and where we'll see more Cuesta, but I feel like we will somewhere. Maybe focus on another part of the show. We'll see another Cuesta case that doesn't involve our heroes. I don't know. Whatever.
I
We'll see.
mean, he's got to be around somewhere. But
Somewhere. I
yeah,
feel like since it wasn't the end of Cuesta, I feel like I don't know. But yeah,
yeah.
next week is the season finale of season 3, y'all. We're getting there. We are on the road to the end of season 3. Can't wait to see how we wrap this whole thing up. Marissa, you
Yeah.
want to give the peeps out there where they can find you and what you're up to?
Yes, the peeps that I love and admire and adore so dearly. I will say,
I'm not gonna say nothing about that. We talked about last episode how you really feel about watchers and viewers.
you can find me at itsmemarissag.com where you can see all of the links to the places that I am, other than talking here with Jason about The Good Wife as we are inching closer to the good fight, but and the halfway point of The Good Wife over here on The Good Pod. I am also over on Whirlwind Podcast talking about Pretty Little Liars, one previously on at a time, and also in the Final Frontier with my sister watching Star Trek The Next Generation season 2 on the USS Sisterhood. So that's where you can hear more about me. Jason, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can always find me on the Perfect Match podcast talking about the show Married at First Sight. It is a unhinged reality show about people that have never seen each other getting married. Don't know anything about each other. They just do the damn thing. And the requisite mess and craziness does indeed happen after that. So come check me and Asia Welch talk about that show over on our podcast, The Perfect Match. We are on Patreon to talk about a older season of the show, season 11, until we get a new season coming across our airwaves at some point. Hopefully, it's gonna be on Peacock coming up, so check that out.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, that's where you can find me. That's where you can find Marissa. And until next episode, stay good.